What if every innocent question, every casual favor, every guilt trip wrapped in kindness was never random? What if manipulators weren't hiding in the shadows, but standing right beside you, smiling? They don't break you with force. They bend you with silence, twist your loyalty into obedience, turn your own goodness into a weapon against you. And worst of all, you thank them for it, but not anymore. Because once you learn these 7 responses, their game ends permanently. Response number 1. Silence isn't weakness, it's ammunition. They expect you to react. That's how manipulators win. They bait your emotions, trigger your ego, and watch you explode. Because the moment you react, you lose control. You start playing their game. But the Stoic man doesn't react. He observes. He absorbs. He calculates. In the Enchiridion, Epictetus wrote, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Manipulators hate that because silence makes them nervous, and nervous people make mistakes. Picture this. A chess grandmaster doesn't flinch at the first move. He watches, waits, reads the rhythm of the opponent's play. Every second of silence isn't inaction, it's data collection. That's what you do. You turn pressure into poise. Here's your first tactical response. Interesting. I'll get back to you. Calm, deliberate, delivered with 0 emotion. To the manipulator, it's like trying to punch fog. There's nothing to grab, no weakness to exploit. And when you do respond, you're not defending, you're deciding. Because in Stoicism, power belongs to the man who governs his own reactions, not the one who needs to win the moment, but the one who controls the pace, the tone, the game. Response number 2, mirror the lie, then let it hang. Manipulators survive on your confusion. They distort reality, subtly, consistently, until you begin to doubt your own instincts. One of their favorite tricks, twisting your words. They say, "You're overreacting. You're remembering it wrong. You're too sensitive." It's not just gaslighting, it's reputation warfare. A slow erosion of your confidence until you don't even trust your own memory. And here's a trap. The moment you defend, you validate their frame. You're fighting in their arena. So what do? You reflect the distortion. You don't fight the lie. You hold it up like a mirror. The line is simple. "So you're saying it's my fault that you crossed the line." Then you go silent, because silence after truth isn't awkward, it's pressure. Imagine holding a mirror up to someone mid-lie and saying nothing. The longer they stare, the more distorted they look. This tactic forces them to either double down and lose credibility, or backpedal. Either way, you've shifted the dynamic. The Stoics taught this through moral perception. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." In other words, act with clarity. Not emotion, not reaction, clarity. Because when a manipulator knows, you see through them, and you're not afraid to show it. They become the one exposed, not you. Response number 3, interrupt the script. Manipulators don't improvise. They follow a script. a loop, a pattern designed to keep you off balance. First, they push a boundary. Then they shift the blame. Finally, they appeal to your guilt. And if you respond emotionally, you just gave them the next page of the script. But here's the truth. Manipulation doesn't work unless you cooperate with the performance. So you stop the scene. You don't argue. You don't explain. You say the line that ends the act. We're not doing that. Delivered with zero heat, but absolute finality. It's like slamming a door that had always been left ajar. Because manipulative people are addicted to open doors. Every excuse you give, they step through. Every chance to clarify, they twist. So this phrase, "we're not doing that," is not a reply. It's a boundary made visible. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water." That's what you become. A psychological cliff, not cruel, not loud, just immovable. Because in Stoicism, the highest form of power is not force, it's certainty. And when you speak with certainty, the manipulator doesn't push harder. They fall silent. Response number 4. Call out the guilt play. Some manipulators don't raise their voice. They lower it. They don't demand obedience. They whisper disappointment. "After everything I've done for you." Wow, I didn't expect that from you. I guess I just care more than you do. It sounds soft, but softness is not always safety. Because this isn't care, it's currency. They gave you something, and now they want a return. Not freely, not kindly, but through emotional taxation. And the currency? Your guilt. Think of guilt like fog. It clouds your vision, makes you question your path. But when you name the source of the fog, you kill its power. So you say, clearly, without heat. That sounds like a guilt tactic. Is that what you meant to do? Not as a weapon, as a light. And light does two things. It reveals, or it burns. Seneca understood this when he said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." And in this moment, you are being tested, not just by them, but by your own clarity. You're not fighting, you're standing. Because manipulation relies on implication. And the Stoic doesn't argue with fog. He clears it. And when the air is clear, the game ends. Response number 5, cut through the fog. Passive aggression is cowardice with a mask. Instead of asking directly, manipulators hint. They sigh, go quiet, drop sarcastic barbs, like bait in water. But here's the trick. They don't want resolution. They want you to chase. They want you to ask, what's wrong? They want you to decode the tone, apologize for things you didn't do, tiptoe through unspoken rules. It's control, without accountability. And this is where the Stoic separates himself. He doesn't enter the fog. He slices through it. One line. If something needs to be said, say it directly. And then you go still. Think of it like this. A foggy battlefield is dangerous only to the man who keeps walking forward blind. But the man who stands still, sharp, grounded, alert, is untouchable. That's what you become. A man who doesn't flinch at discomfort, who doesn't rescue people from their own emotional dishonesty. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Passive aggression breaks both truths. It's neither clean nor courageous. So when you respond, you're not just rejecting the tactic, you're elevating the standard. You're telling the room, this is where the fog ends. This is where clarity begins. And when you speak with that kind of gravity, even silence obeys you. Response number 6, slow it down. Reclaim the frame. Manipulators love urgency. They want you flustered. They want you rushed. Because when you're rushing, you're not thinking, you're reacting. They'll say, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. You need to decide right now. If you wait, you'll miss your shot." It feels like pressure, but what it really is a power grab. And here's how you stop it. Cold. You say, if this is a real opportunity, it will still be there tomorrow. Simple, clear, no heat. You just broke their frame. Because urgency creates illusion. Illusion of scarcity, illusion of momentum, illusion of importance. But the Stoic doesn't rush into flames just because someone screams, "Fire." He stands still. He lets the smoke clear. Think of yourself like a vault. If something or someone has to bang on the door to get access, they probably shouldn't have it. Epictetus wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly. There must be time. Give it time." When you slow down, two things happen. The manipulator loses their grip. The truth starts to show. Because urgency is always about control. And the man who controls the pace controls the outcome. Response number 7. Withdraw the oxygen. Some manipulators don't stop. They adapt. You set boundaries. They bend around them. You expose a tactic. They swap the mask. And in time, you realize this isn't growth. It's erosion. Every conversation feels like a trap. Every request comes with invisible strings. Every apology hides a new offense. And now, it's not about winning the exchange. It's about preserving the ground beneath your feet. That's when you make the hardest move of all. You don't push back. You don't escalate. You disappear. The phrase is clean. This dynamic doesn't work for me. I'm stepping away. Not a threat, not a plea, just a verdict. Picture a chess match. The manipulator plays to trap your king. But instead of making a counter move, you stand up, walk away, and take the board with you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That's your path, not retaliation, removal. Because sometimes the strongest move is not louder force. It's total silence. It's no explanation. It's unshakable absence. And when you remove your attention, your energy, your availability, the manipulator suffocates. Not because you fought, but because you stopped feeding what was already broken. The Stoic doesn't fight to be understood. He walks in truth and lets the world catch up or fall away. The truth is, you don't defeat manipulators by out-talking them. You defeat them by becoming someone they can't play. A man of presence, of precision, of stillness so powerful It becomes confrontation without a word. Because when you stop reacting, when you start observing, when your words are few, but your boundaries are final, the game changes. And you're no longer the one being played. You are the mirror, the line, the silence they can't manipulate. The moment you choose that version of yourself, they feel it. And whether they disappear, collapse, or shift, they know one thing: their access is gone. And what happens next depends on whether you ever open that door again. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom. See you in the next video.